JDiv is back at it here to give everyone another Chicago Bulls related video, as I don't do a lot of Chicago Bulls related content on this channel, but I do occasionally do them. Not often though, and I'd love to do more Bulls related content, as when I do Chicago Bulls related content, I gain a lot of subscribers. So thank you, Bulls Nation. You guys are awesome. I'm sorry that I don't do videos more often, but I wanted to start doing videos at least on a weekly basis because I don't want to repeat myself. And so I was already planning on doing a video today for the evening, in addition to the Game of Thrones review that I already had posted at 7 a.m. This morning. And then I found out that we have breaking news that Patrick Williams, who took a fall in last night's game, really messed up his wrist, where he's going to be most likely out for the rest of the season. It's a 4 to 6 month window. Possibly playoffs. He might be able to come back for the playoffs, assuming the Bulls are a playoff team. So the video I was going to make was already going to be talking about Patrick Williams on what his role for the Bulls should be, as he hasn't looked all that impressive since he's returned to the starting lineup, because he missed the last, the training camp and most of the preseason. And I was going to talk about that, the fact that the Bulls should at least bench him or keep him on the bench and put somebody else in the starting lineup. And my video was going to be talking about how the Bulls need to give Tony Bradley more minutes, and we should probably start Tony Bradley over Patrick Williams, because he can give us the defense and the rebounds that we need for the Bulls, because that's what Patrick Williams, he's the big defensive guy on the team. But now we don't have Patrick Williams, and I still want Tony Bradley to start. Of course, that would make us very limited as far as the center position on the bench. Basically, you have Alize Johnson be our power forward / center coming off the bench. We have Marko Simonovic that right now is in the D-League. I assume we'll probably bring him back up, but I don't know how much playing time he's going to get. In fact, from what I've seen so far, he hasn't done really that much at all. Of course, it's a limited role at the moment. So we need to make some moves. The Bulls need to acquire some people. Now, there's some people that we have on the roster that I would be okay with parting with. First of all, that 2022 first-round pick, that's Portland's pick, that can go in a trade. I would like to trade either Troy Brown or Derek Jones Jr. One of those guys certainly can go. We already have DeRozan at the 3, so we don't need both of those guys. And then Javonte Green can be like the backup to the backup, or the backup in general. And then I think Kobe White, if the trade is right, Kobe White can go. So I'm not saying trade all those guys, but these are the guys that the Bulls have to try to acquire somebody else. And the guy that comes to mind for a lot of Bulls fans right now, I don't think he's the best defensively, but he's decent. He would be better than what Patrick Williams has been thus far. And again, Patrick Williams, he might still be hurt and trying to recover from that injury, and that's why he hasn't looked as good until the injury that he just suffered. Marvin Bagley III. He's a former number 2 pick. He's good at hitting threes for a big guy, and I think he would be the anchor in the middle. He could play center and he could play power forward. I would like him to start at power forward. In a trade for him, you most likely have to give up Derek Jones Jr., which I'm okay with, and probably something else, or that trade exception that we have for the Bulls. Now, that would be the trade that I would like to make. Another move that I think the Bulls should make, maybe some of you would be against this, but we are very thin for big men on the team, and I think we might make that work in the regular season, but in the playoffs, that could potentially hurt us when when teams can game plan and beat us because of our lack of size, at least in the front court. So I think based on how he looks, which I don't know how he looks, and I'm not sure what his status is right now, but DeMarcus Cousins is still out there. Let's say if Nikola Vucevic gets hurt or something happens to Vucevic, Cousins can at least be adequate offensively, I believe, still. He might be getting older and his game has probably regressed quite a bit, but I think he can still, if he plays 25 minutes a night, if he can still do that, I think he can certainly put up like 10 points and 5 rebounds at least. So I think we should give Boogie Cousins a look to get some more depth up front on the team. And then there's some people on YouTube that have been talking about the Bulls getting Thaddeus Young again. And I would love that. But as far as I know, I don't think that's possible. There's rules in the NBA. I know for one, the Bulls can't reacquire Thaddeus Young in a trade, at least for the rest of the season. Now, I'm not sure what the rules are if San Antonio buys him out and he becomes a free agent and gets placed on waivers, if he can be acquired by the Bulls then. I don't believe so, but if you know that answer, please comment and let me know if that's a possibility. But I know Crispy Flakes, who I love watching Crispy Flakes. He's entertaining for the most part. He just did a trade video where the Bulls traded Kobe White and was it Derrick Jones Jr. for one of the San Antonio centers and Thaddeus Young. And I knew already that you couldn't acquire Thaddeus Young via trade at the moment for the rest of the season. So that would be something that we can't do. I mean, there's always Karl Anthony Towns out there. I don't think the Bulls have enough assets to get Karl Anthony Towns. You would have to trade Vucevic or DeRozan at that point in time. So I think Marvin Bagley III, while maybe not the best defender out there, he certainly can be better than what Patrick Williams has been thus far. And he can get you some points and some rebounds and be that kind of power forward / center guy that we have. And maybe he doesn't start, maybe he comes off the bench, but we need some size on the Bulls. So Boogie Cousins, we got Tony Bradley already, and Marvin Bagley III. We got Marco. Not sure how good Marco is going to be. Of course, if he gets more time, we might see more from him, and that would be great. So at the moment, I wouldn't mind us to keep Kobe White because I don't know what's going to happen. And the Bulls seem to have all these injury problems, and I expect everybody to get hurt at some point. Zach LaVine's already dealing with his finger. One of his fingers are messed up, and who knows if he'll ever miss time because of it. I think he can play through it. But we certainly need to, I think, get some size. It's my opinion. I mean, small ball is nice, and I guess, the NBA these days, it's really kind of you just throw 5 guys out there and they play. But we need certain players out there because this team, while they're good, I think defensively in certain games they could be picked apart. So I would love Marvin Bagley III. I would love to see Tony Bradley play a lot more minutes. I think he's capable of a lot more. Might as well start him. Start him, sign Cousins, and maybe get Bagley and put him on the bench, and I think we have some depth then at center. So you've heard my thoughts on this particular situation. It sucks for Patrick Williams. I hope he makes a comeback and is ready to go for next season or the playoffs. Let me know what you think. If you're a fan of this video, make sure you smash that like button. Please sound off in the comment section about your thoughts. Anything you want to talk about, what you think of if the Bulls can get Thaddeus Young back if he gets bought out. I don't think they can, but if that's the case and you know for sure, please let me know. If you know anybody that would be interested in this, or you like this video so much that you want to share it across all your social media platforms, please do. I would appreciate it. Again, Bulls Nation, all you Chicago Bulls fans out there, I appreciate all the love and support when I do a Chicago Bulls related video. And I will do my best to get at least one video out a week, most likely on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I appreciate all the love and support. So you've heard what I have to say. And of course, J-Dev will return.